Well, I just look forward to it. It's going to be very exciting. So we're just moments away from seeing 20 cars with very aggressive drivers competing for positions in Turn 1.
Will indeed. The cars on the grid now. Those lights will be coming on the RaceRoom Racing Experience gantry as we get set to go 30 minutes of racing here at the Nürburgring, and away we go. Car stalled on the grid. That is Fiducci. He's not moving. As we get away, we're heading into turn number 1. We'll see what's happening with those drivers. Good inside line there from Davide Toccacelli. He will take the lead early on, but he will lose that position. Contact. He spun out. Davide Toccacelli backwards on the racetrack. And that was contact there with Domingo Camano in that AMG machine. He will lose out early on, but that car looks drivable, so he will continue onwards. Eric Werner up to P number 3 after a tumultuous start, Fabian.
Yeah, that was as amazing as we expected. So, Davide Toccacelli very, very aggressive, and in the end he was way too aggressive to make the turn, but we have the next spin. So who was that?
Not quite sure what happened to him, but can't blame Toccacelli for that initial incident. He did nothing wrong. It was in fact the car of Etienne Bruns in his first race that came in and hit Toccacelli's car in the side on the exit of the corner. So that's the new driver at fault, unfortunately, in this first race incident. And well, both of them back in 13th and 14th, and they'll be having to race each other. Decide who will come out on top.
Yeah, it was very aggressive by Davide Toccacelli, so it's always difficult to be that aggressive on the start, to try to make up all the positions early on. So a little bit more patience is always helpful in my opinion, but of course it was worth a try. It didn't pay out, so now he's back there and he has to fight his way back to the top.
Well, hopefully he can do that. He's had good pace recently, and of course he wants to be in that top 10, 4 points. Now Domingo Camano is leading by just under a second from Willie Wincharton. P number 2, Eric Werner. P number 3, Sebastian de Grave. P4, big improvement from qualifying. And Jan Stange and Moritz Lerner, they all escaped the turn 1 calamity here at the Nürburgring. It's really shaking up this grid, and it'll be exciting to see some of the faster guys coming back from slightly slower traffic as this race progresses. But we're on to lap number 2 right now, and Camano has 0.75 of a second lead over Wincharton. 1.4 seconds back to Werner in third, 1.4 behind him to De Graves. So things spreading out a little right now, but the mid-pack is ferocious. P9 through to P number 15, all under a blanket.
Yeah, absolutely. It's as close as it's always been here in the DTM Virtual Championship 2015. A very, very close midfield. Well, Domingo Camano is not able to run away from Willie Wincharton after being so fast in the qualifying, but Willie Wincharton is pretty good at keeping up with Domingo Camano, but all the other drivers are not in the league of the two leaders, so they might be in contention for the win. But the midfield is very, very close. Jan Stange now has to defend himself against Moritz Lerner, who is, well, coming closer, and he might be trying to make the pass soon.
Well, indeed, and one driver we saw not even go on the grid was that machine of Gianmarco Fiducci in the Deutsche Post car. He didn't go. He stayed on the grid. He waited a couple of seconds and then drove off, and it really benefited him there because he's up to P14 already. As we're down one car, we have a retirement. We'll try and find out who that was for you. But Fiducci, he was very cautious on that start, and it seemed to pay off. His car just completely unscathed by the initial accidents, and well, that's exactly what he needed.
Yes, of course, that helped him. He didn't lose that much at the start. Still annoying for him, I guess. His good qualifying lap was gone, and now he already also was not able to start the car. But he's making his way back, so already in P14, he's getting closer to the points. It's very, very close to, well, up to P9, so he's on a good way to score some points here today.
He is at the moment, and well, the last kind of point scoring position is the new driver of Daniel Tachon. P number 10 right now. They're being chased by Chris Weiser. Driver in P number 11 desperately wants to get himself into the points. Johan Jocelyn ahead is 2 seconds clear of Tachon, so he's not really too concerned right now. No, but the time scoring was wrong there, as Tachon's right up behind Jocelyn. Jocelyn actually 2 seconds back from Dornan in P number 8. We have a good little fight in our hands there.
Yeah, we could also witness a great fight between Moritz Löhner and Klaus Schulze. They were going side by side through the turns and were having some contact, but well, on the end, Moritz Löhner was able to take advantage of Klaus Schulze and is still in P6.
Here's the two Red Bull Audis fighting hard up there for the 6th and 7th position on the racetrack, and connection issues, I believe, right now for Domingo Camano, or, well, former race leader. That car having issues. He's given up the lead, or has he? No, he's not. Bouncing back and forth in the timing and scoring there with Willy Wincharton. 1 second still separates them, but Camano dropped out of qualifying, of course. But his connection have an issue that might retire him from this race.
Well, he already disconnected earlier today. He was having connection problems already in the free practice sessions. He's really suffering from his connection today, but let's hope he will be able to finish the remaining 24 minutes and be eligible for the win.
Gianmarco Verducci started last and he's on the move right now. He's past Toccacelli and Chris Weiser. He's up to P number 11 now, but fighting hard with Toccacelli. Two Italian drivers going at it like Ferraris.
Yes, I just see how close it is. That's a very close battle, so there's not even one car length between all the drivers, and you see that Verducci is sliding across the track, so he's really on the limit right now.
He is, absolutely. Toccacelli leading that pack of himself, Verducci, Weiser, Bruns and Yaga teammate. Just awesome fighting there. Those cars under a blanket, pushing so hard around his track, and especially that separation, they were bumper to bumper running through the Mercedes arena, which is a very difficult technical section of this track, Fabian. But oh, we have a spinner there. Contact between the car of Verducci and I believe that was also Yaga teammate involved in that one. No, Tachon, Daniel Tachon involved in that wreck. He's been spun around and it's gone backwards, so contact coming through the latter part of the track. I believe that was up around turn number 10. So unfortunate incident for those drivers, and we've got a couple of cars towards the rear now. Verducci well out of position. He had a great fight going and that's been completely lost.
Yeah, I've also seen Johan Jocelyn spinning out on the front stretch, so we had about 4 drivers being in big problems in a couple of seconds. So you see the intense, there's a really intense battle going on here, and well, the pressure is going to work, and a lot of the drivers are not able to handle it today.
It would seem not, and one driver who's been in the thick of it has been Etienne Bruns, the new driver in that Euronics machine. Well, he was getting himself a new washing machine to clean up the driving that's been happening today, as it's been very messy on track for him. Really unfortunate for the driver who had a good qualifying result in his first round in the series. But down in P number 10, last point scoring car, Toccacelli's moved himself into the points. Desperately needs these to try and inherit that 1 point he needs to pass Jack Keithley. The Englishman, of course, not running in today's race, so with that 1 point he will gain at the moment, he will draw even on 166 points for the two drivers. But we know Toccacelli, he can probably gain another few positions. He will desperately need a few more than that. In fact, 9 positions.
Wincharton took the lead.
Wincharton has taken the lead from Domingo Camano. We'll have to just find out if that's a connection problem again or not. He has 2 seconds at the road from Camano, so we could have a connection related spin there for the Spaniard.
Yeah, well, Willy Wincharton was taking out Domingo Camano actually, so well, at least he was putting out his elbow to make the pass, and well, Domingo Camano is still suffering from his very, very bad connection and is losing time right now.
Yes, and that's only playing into the advantage of Eric Werner in P number 3, who's starting to catch Camano on the racetrack. Sebastian De Grave in 4th, actually right on the bumper there of Werner. We could see DRS deployed. He's within 0.2 of a second if he can stay behind him onto one of the straightaways. We will find out now if he can do anything about that. Battle between 6th and 7th on the racetrack. That is Löhner and Schulze. Two two Red Bull Audis on track right now, scrapping for those mid-top 10 positions.
Yes, they've been together all the race, and we've seen them going through the chicane side by side, so they're really on a very close level. So yeah, it's an amazing racing so far, and they were not they were able to run next to each other and not taking each other out. So very fair racing, and that's what we want to see.
Absolutely, the two team cars, not sure if they're actually together, but running the same colours, so interesting to see those two battling on the racetrack. They might have a multi-21 at some point, but we'll find out as looks like Schulze is trying everything he can to pass that other BMW Red Bull machine now. Not sure why I keep calling them BMWs. There are others in the field, but they are quite certainly Audis. Let's not talk about emission, shall we, Fabian?
Yeah, currently we see Emelianenko and Tachon in a very close battle. So Tachon was trying to make the pass on Emelianenko, but he was able to defend himself so far. But I guess Daniel Tachon is not really wanting to be the patient man here today, and he wants to make the pass.
Absolutely wants to take every advantage he can, and we're forming a bit of a pack there in the bottom end of your top 15 with number 14, 15, 16 right underneath each other. 1.2 seconds back from Yaga teammate, and he's right onto Weiser, who is chasing down Fiducci for 11th. Etienne Bruns back up to P number 10, so he's recovering from his early bad luck. Boccacelli 4 seconds back now from Dorneden in P8, so not likely to gain any spots right now. But we still have 18 minutes and roughly 2/3 of this race left to go, Fabian, so plenty of time for things to change.
Yes, absolutely, and we have seen so much action here today, so I don't really want to predict anything to happen. We've seen cars spinning out everywhere, we've seen cars wrecking out each other, so everything can still happen. And well, Davide Toccacelli is coming back nicely, and Gianmarco Fiducci is also back in a position where he will be able to score points, because this race might have something more in store for us today.
Certainly will be interesting to find out. Of course, Boccacelli in a fairly secure points position as things stand. Willie Wincharton in P number 4 currently is down on 88 points, so just over half of what Toccacelli has points-wise with 165. P9 will secure him second. Fairly comfortable margin over third if the driver's still running, so that will be a major advantage for him. 13th and 14th in the racetrack fighting hard as Yaga Taime and Daniel Rieck. They are, wow, literally underneath the rear spoiler there of Yaga Taime as they head down the main straight.
Yeah, 4 cars going into turn 1 together, and let's see who will be able to gain the position. At the moment it's Denis Emelianenko who's leading the pack, but actually he has all the cars next to him, and one car went off, and that was the car of Daniel Rieck, so he lost the grip and is off now.
As he went off into the gravel runoff behind, and well, the same thing just happened there for Daniel Tachon, who nearly got into the same problem. But Yaga Taime is catching Emelianenko. Can he do anything about this? 0.7 of a second back. Further up the field, P number 6, P number 7 is Schulze and Lerner again. 2 Red Bull cars fighting hard. Still, literally bumper to bumper on the racetrack as they head through this latter part of the racetrack. Just incredible performance from those two. They're being smooth, they're being clean. They're not getting involved in incidents. They are keeping it together. Good, respectful racing, Fabian.
Absolutely, and that's what is allowing them to stay in touch with Jan Stange and all the other cars ahead. So, well, they are fighting each other hard, but fair. So they really drive fast, although they have to defend themselves against the other one. So they will stay in the competition for a better result today. But it's very close all the way. So, yeah. Of course, Klaus Schulze knows how to draw the Red Bull machine, but he will be... he can draw very well from the back, so Maurits Röner is in front of him for 50 minutes now.
Yeah, so we have a car parked off the racing circuit. We've got Daniel Rieck, who is a lap down now, or nearly a lap down. So he could well be retiring. He might be losing our 19th position driver, Rieck, out after a promising start to that race. He will now go back to the pits, and we'll see if he rejoins the race. But unfortunate end for him. He's had a promising run, but completely over now. Wincharton still leading out front. Oh, Klaus Schultz lost it with Lorna. He's now back in P8, so he's still running, but under threat from Tocacelli, who looks to be gaining, or have a chance of gaining now, further position in that top 10.
Yes, and behind Tocacelli is Etienne Bruns, so, well, Klaus Schultz is now under pressure from behind after hunting down Moritz Lohner all the time. But that's what is really, really demanding so much from the drivers, to run so close to each other. And we have no tire wear here, so you have to run qualifying laps all over the race, and that is such a high pressure. So 30 minutes seem to be so short, but it's such a long distance if you have to run at the limit for the whole time.
It is, and Davide Tocacelli not able to relax as he has Etienne Bruns behind him in P10, desperately wanting to stay ahead of the German driver. But at the rear, Daniel Week still parked off the racetrack on the gravel trap, so either unable to recover that car or hoping for a safety car, which may never come. Further up the field, Daniel Tachon catching Yaga teammate now for P14, P15 on the racetrack. Definitely a big advantage there for the driver in 15th. Daniel Tachon, the Spaniard, gaining on the Frenchman. Can he do anything about this?
Well, Daniel Tachon proved to be very fast around here, and Yaga TV seems to have his problems with this track, so I guess Daniel Tachon will be able to overtake Yaga TV, but how long is it going to take? That's the interesting question. But here we see already the first attack, and he's on the inside, so well, now he's pushing on the side of Yaga TV, and he might be in a good position to overtake him in turn 1.
Hopefully he will. We'll find out what happens there for Daniel Tachon. Great move by him as he looks at the inside into turn number 1. Locks those brakes a little bit, gets slight contact there from Yaga teammate, who will do the undercut. But Tachon holds it on the outside. He'll have the inside line for turn number 2. Nothing Yaga teammate can do to cover that spot there. Tries for an undercut again at corner number 3. Can't get it done. In the background of that shot there, you could still see Daniel Week parked off on the gravel. He's a good spot to watch the race, Fabian.
Yes, and now we have a contact between Yaga Time and Daniel Tachon.
Contact between Tachon and he's out. Wow, he's off the racetrack right now, and Yaga Time is right down in P number 17. Terrible opportunity from there. We've also appeared to have actually lost the car of Tachon. He's gone. He's retired.
Well, the interesting thing was that it actually happened more on the straight than in the corner, so a very strange contact. So they were not holding the lines, so that's what was causing the contact, and it took out one driver completely, and Yaga Time lost a lot of time. So
he did. Oh, quickly, gonna have to just change direction now. I'm focusing on P8, 9, 10 on the racetrack. Those drivers fighting hard now. In fact, this is from 7th down to number 10. As Dorniden, Tocacelli, Schultze and Bruns fighting hard for this first part of the racetrack, as they're all separated by about a second and a half.
Yeah, that's the midfield. We could cover all the race because it's so intense over here, and we see that Alexander Dornin is sliding out of the turn, so he really is pushing hard. And wow, it's so difficult to keep the position, and now Davide Tocacelli already made the first attempt to attack Dornin, so he's putting even more pressure on him.
Yes, it might not be long before we see a pass there, and Tocacelli moves himself up to P number 7, which will put him firmly ahead of Jack Keithley in the points. I should say though, he was up in P number 7. He's of course trying to recover after that incident with himself and Moritz Lohner. Etienne Bruns still trying to get back up in the top 10. First race, he's sitting in the points right now. But Annie ahead of Gianmarco Fiducci, the Italian driver, catching him very quickly. Schultz made another mistake, and that's now Etienne Bruns up to P number 9. And Schultz could come under attack from Fiducci here.
Yes, Klaus Schultz was trying to benefit from the situation between Alexander Dornin and Davide Tocacelli. Tocacelli lost a little bit of speed when he attacked Dornin, and Klaus Schultz was trying to make the pass on the inside, but it spun himself out. So now he still is in the points, but P10 is not what he was looking for.
Absolutely not, and that might not well last, considering the Italian of Fiduci is chasing him down from behind. Fiduci 5 seconds clear from Denis Emelianenko. P number 12 behind him, Chris Weiser, Nick Barknecht, Markus Schoenfelder, Johan Jocelyn, and Yaga Time is our last running driver in P17. P18 is still scored as Daniel Rieck, even though he's parked on the turn 2 gravel map. They're obviously a spectator now more than a driver. Out front, Wincharton's driven pretty flawless race since passing Domingo Camano earlier on. That car is 1.6 seconds ahead of his competition, who's, again, 4.6 seconds ahead of Eric Werner in third. Jan Stange having a great race here today. He's up in number 4, but, wow, getting closed in on by the driver of Sebastian de Grave. It's Lorna P number 6, Alexander Dornaden in P7, although not for long as Toccacelli looks to make that move on German driver, and he will get it done.
Yes, a very good move by Davide Toccacelli. He really found the spot. He was able to make the pass, and now it's going to be interesting to see if Alexander Dornaden can make a comeback. Well, Klaus Schulze in the meantime lost his 10th spot to Gianmarco Fiduci, so he seems to be in bigger problems. His car might be damaged, so Klaus Schulze should be out of the decision for the mid-pack spots here.
That might well be the case. In fact, he's being closed in on by Denis Emelianenko from behind 4 seconds, but it's getting closer every second. So potentially issues there for Schulze with his car. It's accelerated by the 2 spins he's had so far. Dornaden down to P number 8, Toccacelli up to P7, so great recovery for the driver involved in that heavy contact in turn 1, lap 1 here today. 8 minutes, 30 seconds on the play clock remaining as we head into that final third of the race. Etienne Bruns up to P number 9, so a good recovery as well from him. Of course, he was the driver that hit Toccacelli in turn number 1 at the start of this race and put them both down to the bottom end of the top 15. Up front though, not much change at all. Wincharton still leading dominantly from Camano. This will definitely benefit the German driver in the point standings. He's 4th right now, and with another few results like this, you could see him up to 3rd if he can find enough points to get ahead of Jack Keighley in the remaining few rounds. And well, not many rounds to go, of course, Fabian. After this, we do have round number 16 at Zandvoort, round 17 at the Red Bull Ring, Spielberg, Austria. And we close out the season at what is the home of DTM, Hockenheimring.
Yes, and probably without Tim Heinemann, so for the first time this season we will see someone else taking home the victory at the Hockenheimring. But today is, well, probably much more important to the personnel, to the personality of the drivers, because this is the Nürburgring, and Willy Wincharton did not win this season so far, so taking home his first victory at the famous Nürburgring, well, will be something he earns bragging rights with.
Absolutely, he'll definitely remember that one. We have an incident on the racetrack. That is between... You catch that one, Fabian?
Well, not yet.
Incident on the racetrack, and I'm looking at positions right now. Most drivers still seem to be running fairly well. Although Etienne Bruns now being caught by Fiduci, so it could have involved the German driver who's falling back. It is indeed Etienne Bruns. Fiduci up to P number 9, Bruns down to 10th. Caught now by Schulze.
Yes.
That car heavily damaged.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to say. The front of the car, well, is completely damaged. So, well, he's going to have some problems to drive around his car as fast as he wants to.
Terrible, terrible happenings for the driver in his first race. That incident early on, and now a heavily damaged Mercedes for that driver. So, an unfortunate end to his race. He probably won't be getting any spots. He'll be defending what he can hold on to. But that does move Gianmarco Fiduci up to P number 9. As we're looking at the point standings, Fiduci P number 5 right now. He's 7 points back from Wincharton. He will not be able to close that gap in this race, of course, as Wincharton currently looking like he'll win this round. So a great result for him, and if he can do that, hold on, this will be his first win in the series.
Yeah, what we've seen with Etienne Bruns was the typical situation for rookies. So the first race, very motivated, and sometimes it's a little bit too much. Willie Wincharton, on the other hand, he is a regular in the series, and he's, well, driving it in a very calm way. So I think he is very confident right now to take home the victory, and he has every reason to be that way. He is still about 2 seconds ahead of Domingo Caamaño, and, well, so it really looks really good for Willie Wincharton to take home his first victory of the season.
Does indeed, and well, we just seem to have joined by Tim Heineman in the Twitch chat for the stream. So Tim, if you're listening in, please come along to the final round at Hockenheim. If you can join us, it'd be great to see you on track again. We've missed you as well, though I'm sure a few drivers have not given the opportunity to win in the series. And right now, looking at those timings with 4 minutes 30 to go, it's 1.4 seconds between first and second, and 6 seconds back to Werner in third. So Caamaño and Wincharton class of the field here today at the Nürburgring. Jan Stange still up in fourth with an impressive finish for him if he can hold on. Grave and Lorna P5, P6, Tocacelli P7, Jornaden P number 8, Ducci P number 9. Closest battle right now is Barknecht and Weiser, although Schonfelder is closing in from behind, so good battle they're forming between number 13, 14 and 15.
Yes, and they were trying to pass each other in the last turn before the front stretch. That's a very critical point to make the pass. It actually is a lot smarter to wait for turn 1 to make the pass, and now we see that Markus Schönfelder is very close.
Very, very close indeed, as Bruns is trying to pass back Fiducci. His badly damaged Euronics Mercedes, struggling, but somehow closing in on the Italian driver who has won once so far this season, so an accomplished driver. Can he do anything about this one? Can he try and recover a spot, which will be a marathon recovery for the new driver?
Well, you don't know about the situation of Fiducci's car. We've seen so many wrecks here today. As you see, we have Eric Werner, Jan Stange and Sebastian de Graef up there on P3 to P5. We didn't mention them in the race. We hardly seen them because they were not involved in any competition and in any wrecks. So, yeah, well, Fiducci was, and he is having big problems with the handling of his car, as we just seen, and now Etienne Bruns is on his way to make the pass, and this time it looks really promising.
Yes, indeed, and contact side on side there between Fiducci and Bruns, as Bruns shoulder barges Fiducci out of the way, just like he did his fellow countryman on the first lap with Tocacelli. So definitely not one shy of using his elbows in this race so far, Etienne Bruns, here to make a name for himself. He will clear the Italian of Gianmarco Fiducci. But Fiducci coming back at him, he will be trying to go around the outside again. Heavy contact once again. This might not last. He's not giving the Italian very much room at all. Fiducci at the inside, but holds it round the outside there for Bruns. This is great racing action here in the final 2 laps of the race. Wow, Fabian, these two are going at it.
Yes, and it won't be over until the checkered flag is out. So, well, Fiducci does not want to lose this spot to Etienne Bruns, so he wants to show, okay, I'm the old man here in the league, I know what I'm doing, and you don't pass me, young man.
That's not indeed. He's trying to hold on as hard as he can, but Fiducci does get back around him and holds on to that spot. So a little spirited moment of battling for those drivers, and looking further back in the field, well, that is the main battle we have right now, as most drivers separated by about a second. But this fight between Bruns and Fiducci has allowed Bruns to catch up from behind. So, oh, big wreck there. Bruns is round, and that was only going to happen at some point, Fabian.
Yes, but I'm surprised that Klaus Schulze slowed down after that, so he did not benefit from it. He was through, so, well, Etienne Bruns was taken out by the accident with Gianmarco Fiducci, and Fiducci also was not able to, well, accelerate, but Klaus Schulze slowed down, so I didn't know why he was not able to make up the spot, but so Gianmarco Fiducci stays in P9, but Etienne Bruns is now out of the points.
He is indeed, and well, he's definitely made a good showing for himself as a new driver to the series, so an impressive start for Bruns. hopefully can build on in future rounds, but today will not be his day. Davide Toccacelli, though, closing in now on the back of Lerner in the final lap. Can he do anything? Can he pass the German 4P number 6 and recover an impressive run? DRS enabled there for Toccacelli as they run down to turn number 1. Lerner is defending hard to the inside there. Can he hold him off? Toccacelli on the outside as he looks to the inside for the undercut out of the corner. Won't be able to accomplish that. As we go on to the last lap, the clock has run down. William Wincharton just has to make it back to the line this time round, but Toccacelli sees blood in the water. He's doing everything he can to try and bring this fight to Lerner. And he finds a way past as we head through the latter part of the Mercedes arena there, heading now down the RTL straight towards the forward curve. Turn number 7. Can he find a way through? Davide Toccacelli fighting back from that early race disappointment in turn number 1. The new driver, Etienne Bruns, looking for a spot now, heading towards the Dunlop curve. Can he get around him? Not a chance for him so far. Only half a lap remaining now for him to do something here. Those two drivers separated by less than a car's length. As we head now towards the checkered flag, this will be everything, all or nothing for the Italian driver, as William Wincharton will come out of that final corner, claim race victory here at the Nürburgring GP for his first win of the series. Still focusing here though on Toccacelli, fighting so hard, coming out the final corner, cannot make it happen. Will have to settle for P number 7 on the racetrack. Incredible finale there for those drivers, just amazing. And those finishing positions, we can read them out for you now. That's Willie Wincharton, his first victory in the series. Domingo Camano holds on for second place. Eric Werner third. Jan Stange holds on for a brilliant fourth. Sebastian De Grave in P number 5. Moritz Lerner P6, holding off the charging Italian bull of Davide Toccacelli. Alexander Dorniden P number 8. And Marco Fiducci 9th. Klaus Schulze 10th, and just outside the points after spirited battling, Etienne Bruns in P11. And then Smolyanko in 12th, Nick Parknecht in 13th. Markus Schoenfelder 14th, Chris Weiser in 15th, Johann Jocelyn, and the final finisher, Yaga teammate Fabian. An incredible end to this race, incredibly exciting fighting here at one of the oldest crucibles of motorsports in the world, and it's in its newest form here on the Grand Prix track. Amazing race, just unbelievable.
Yes, it was a little bit different from what I expected. We've seen, well, so many drivers falling back, coming back, and that was very, very interesting to see. Davide Toccacelli was way back in the mid of the race, and now he's P7, and well, such an amazing race by everyone. So we've seen Eric Werner, Jan Stange, and Sebastian De Grave, well, just racing clean and staying up there all the race, and all the other drivers were going back and forth, and that was really interesting to see. And of course the very impressive debut by Etienne Bruns, who was very aggressive and really proved to have elbows in the car. So I look forward to the next race next week.
Absolutely, and just want to really point out what an amazing run we saw there from Toccacelli. He just to come back though from 14th with no tyre drop off in the race. So it's not a matter of managing his tyres better than the other drivers. Be on the same tyres and the same fuel constantly, and to be able to pull his way back up from 14th to 7th is an incredible run. But I have to give it to Moritz Lerner. Incredible defence there from the German driver. Stunning defence of P number 6. Just incredible run. And we haven't talked about Willie Wincharton much because he had a very clean race out front with next to nothing happening. But brilliant first victory for the German driver here at the Nürburgring. Well, what an exciting round number 15 we've had here for the virtual DTM series on RaceRoom Racing Experience. Next week we'll be heading to Belgium and to Circuit Park Zandvoort for round number 16. So you can join us next Monday for that race, and that'll be starting, of course, at 7 o'clock in GMT, 8 o'clock Central European time, and you'll be able to catch that live here on the RaceRoom Racing Experience Twitch and on YouTube with us, LSR TV. I've been Rachel Whiteford. I've been joined by Fabian Clut with Laura Lawson on the cameras. Thanks for watching, and join us next week.